Hey gang. Well, this is Mike in retirement, well, semi-retirement. I can't wait to get back to work. Spend all my days here in the garden, working out for an hour or two, laying around the hammock somewhere in between, and in those 6, 7, 8 hours working down the garden. So I thought I'd give you a little tour and show you the summer garden. It's got all the things blooming. Kind of the spring flowers have come and gone, and now we got the summer flowers. So I'll go for a walk around the garden with you here. Talk about some of the flowers. Every rock that you see, this is HOA property. I live in a gated community. I've brought all these rocks in over the last 15 years. The back of my car, 8 or 10 from here or there, and I've got some rocks from Lake Superior. When I went and visit my mom, our daughter-in-law's folks have a place up there on the lake. Well, that's the end of the HOA property right there. And the neighbor across the stream said, sure, just keep going. So I planted all those flowers in there. Anyway, I've got rocks from the lowest part of the Grand Canyon where I went on my son and I went on a private, we went down the Grand Canyon on a whitewater raft trip for 3 weeks. And I've got rocks from the Deschutes, the Rogue, the Snake, and all kinds of other rivers around the west. Okay, let's talk about flowers. Black iris there. My wife's, I need to deadhead the GMs over here. Got, well, that's my workout area. There's the backyard and the patio, and that's where I come in and do all my workouts. Blackberries, have blackberries coming out pretty soon. And columbine and herbs, and the broccoli and cauliflower and tomatoes and beans and bell peppers and all that. And raspberries, more herbs and flowers, and got some coral bells and some chives and some dianthus. This stream flows year round. Oh, of course I didn't bring in these large, huge boulders that are retaining the hillside here, but all the other ones over 15 years brought in. Let's go up here first. This used to be grassy slope, really steep, and the guys that mow would have to come in here, and it was kind of risky for them mowing on here, so I had them take out the sod, and I put in rocks and flowers. My wife's black iris here got top heavy and flopped. Let's see, we got some blue star grass, some more dianthus, little yellow flowers. There's more flowers are going to bloom up here pretty soon. There's some blanket flowers over there, and the bleeding heart's kind of dying away. That's a spring flower. Coreopsis, the Lucifer plant will come pretty soon. English lavender, more dianthus, and some coreopsis, and some Shasta daisy is about ready to come up. This is a Spanish lavender that the neighbor said it looked like it was dying, so he gave it to me to try to revive it, but I don't think it'll make it. And some more lavender. I've got French lavender down in the garden, so let's take a walk down there. I will forget some of the names of some of the flowers. If you recognize it and I don't know the name of it, well, you send me an email and tell me what the name is. I'm old, I forget some of the names. So we got a lot of, I got a lot of spiderwort, different colors of that around. There's some purple, there's some lavender. I built a little chair up in there out of rocks, and I can sit up here in the shade. And so this is shade, so it's got the shady plants, the hostas, and some others. Geraniums in here. Got some yellow sundancers, we got about ready to bloom there. Sweet Williams, big pile of Sweet Williams. When I find a place that plants like, well, I add more. So I added more of them that are going to be growing in down there. They'll come out next year. So I'm going down the steps here. This is one of my favorite plants. You'll see a bunch of these. I found those first down in Moab. They start growing right at spring and they last until snow. It's a salvia. It's a desert cherry sage. And geraniums. Some more lavender. Here's a nice spiderwort down in here. Some goldenrod come there. This big green behind was pink. That's creeping phlox, and that's pretty much faded now, and it'll be like that till next spring. Some softwort and some creeping sedum and other plants here. Oh, here's another one of those cherry sages. This one's been here a little longer than the other one. I'll be working like this close to it. Hummingbirds will come right up next to it and they'll be right next to me, flitting around in these little flowers there. And I just added this rock area in the last month and a half now since I've been home. And geraniums, more geraniums in here. And this one up here is a African daisy. I transplanted these just recently, just this spring, and I'll come and sit down here and relax. Some more chives. There's a couple ducks that are getting ready to find a nest somewhere. There's probably been around here somewhere that come down and visit me on a regular basis. This is a little monkey flower that's just now starting to come out. Comes back every year. It's a water flower. Wild rice in here. And let's go along the lower part here. Got some more African daisies here. Some Jupiter's beard and yarrow. Some salvia back there, bees buzzing around it there. This flower here is a gaura, and I've got about 8 or 10 of those, and it is a whirling butterfly, or it's also called Indian feather. It'll get about 2 feet high, and then it'll blow in the wind, and you'll recognize that. Anybody want to come and pull weeds, you're welcome to come over and help me out. There's some rock rose. Got a lot of rock roses of different colors. Some desert primrose. They'll spread like crazy, and I just let them spread around. Same thing with these. I grew them from a couple from seed about 8 or 9 years ago, and they spread all over the place. And that's a California poppy. Some more rock roses, yellow ones, red ones, different colors there. This one here is called Lemon Fizz. I like that. It's really there a year and a half, 2 years ago, so I've gotten another one somewhere, planted it. And here's some evening primrose, just started to bloom this week. I have a lot of neighborhood children and my grandchildren come and visit the garden, and I let them go find a rock, and then they can, I've got some model airplane paint up in the patio, and I let them paint the rocks and then go find a place to put them in the garden somewhere. And so there's a bunch of painted rocks in various places around the garden. Lots of daylilies over here. This is all kind of a wet area. There's springs that come out from underneath the rocks over there, and they flow year round, and it really makes this bottom area muddy. So what I did is I channeled the water, and then it got real mossy and from the sun on it, and I So I put a 2x6 underneath, braced it up, let the water flow into there, and covered over with rocks so the sun wouldn't get at it. And a bunch of, now let's step over that way, snapdragons and daylilies are coming out. Let's see, that's another Lucifer plant. I can't remember the name of this one. I got to go find the name of this one because I need another one of those. Here's a dwarf iris. I really like the way those flowers come out there nicely. Here's some rock cress that's still blooming. This whole side of the rock face is all lit up with purple and yellow and gold and lavender colors up until about 2 weeks ago. This plant back here, went past it. This is called a pink elephant. This thing gets about a good 8 feet tall. It's got this little pink knob that comes up on the end of it, and kind of an unusual plant. And then this here are some, let's see, they're not black-eyed Susans, but it's Rudbeckia. Rudbeckia there also. And carnations will come up pretty soon. And I have a little growing place here. I got about 6 or 7 different flowers that I planted by seed several months ago in a little greenhouse area. And now I'll transplant them soon. This thing here is a yellow sunflower that'll get about 8 feet tall also. You can see one of the springs that I didn't cover, and it flows all the time there, and I didn't cover that one. It's more in the shade, so it doesn't get as much of the junk that grows in the water like that. Yeah, let's come back across the stream here. Hope this isn't jiggling too much for you and you're enjoying the little tour. And let's see, I've got some cucumbers in here and some zucchini, some yellow squash, and this is down close to the stream, so I never have to water that. Just the groundwater will take care of that. This just started blooming just 2 days ago. Let's see, that's a bellflower, and there's a dwarf bellflower that I put in. Let's see, it's somewhere over here. There it is, right down there next to the California poppy, but that one hasn't started blooming yet. Some more rock roses up here, and some more of the red there, the desert sage. Some blue flax blowing in the breeze up here. And some, let's see, purple cloud, something like that. This one here, I keep looking for more of these. This is a Coral Canyon twin, something. But it's an unusual color, and it's the only flower I've ever found of that color, so I keep looking for this again, but it's hard to find. I found it about 4 or 5 years ago, and I keep looking every summer at the nursery around the area, but just never find any more. This will be covered with bees and butterflies and hummingbirds soon. Some more rock rose, and there's a bee right there. Some white African daisies. Got some more, let's see, more cucumbers down here. Some melons over here. This is a dry area over here, so I plant things over in this area. This is all over in the neighbor's yard. That plant things that don't need much water. And I'm now way down in the neighbor's area, but that's it. That's the garden. These water irises will even get taller. They're already about 6 feet tall. They'll get another foot or so before the summer's over. And I'll just take a walk up above, and then we'll call it quits. Hope you're enjoying the little tour. These are blooming up really nice now. I got to plant some more of those. There's got a few spots. I put that one in just recently and that one in just recently. Like I said, I find a spot. Oh, there's a watermelon rock. I find a spot that flower likes, and then I just put more of them in. So this is kind of the view from up above now, across the way. Well, hope you enjoyed the tour. Looking forward to be back with you soon. Missing y'all. Have a nice one, Mike.